morning. So I just made my breakfast, but it's still too hot, so I'm gonna wait until I eat it. And I just wanted to check in and say hi. I'm about to start work. No, I'm not. I I'm not starting work today. I actually got laid off, which means the company let me go, and yeah, I'm basically now sorting out what to do with my life. And yeah, welcome to this chapter and this new phase of experimenting with my career, which is going to be a fun one. Hi, it's me from the future editing this video. I just wanted to say, quickly introduce myself if you don't know me already. So I'm Katharina. I used to work as a product manager at a scale-up company in Berlin, just to give you some context. It's kind of ironic because the video that I made before, like a day before I got laid off, was the last video. I will insert it here if you haven't seen it yet. And it's all about the notion of experimenting with your career and that you're always going to figure things out. And it's very suitable now because this is where I'm at. So yeah, I'm going to take you along with me. I thought I would do a small vlog today just to share how my day goes, how I'm organizing myself now, like some of the, like how am I feeling and what's next basically, which, well, I can't answer that yet, but just kind of things I'm doing now to deal with this situation of being laid off. Okay, so maybe let's start a little bit with how I feel about all of this, getting laid off, like how does it affect me emotionally, mentally, etc. So it's been about 2 weeks now, and I've had obviously some time to process this and to figure out how I think about this, but I have to disclaim up front that since I'm working in Germany, I'm very lucky in a very lucky position because in most companies you have a 3 month um what's it called, termination period or something, well, like until your contract ends, which means that if an employer terminates your contract, you have at least 3 months of pay still, and a warning essentially until you have to leave that job. And in our situation, we were essentially let go right away, or pretty much right away, which means we don't have to work for those 3 months, but still get paid. So I'm in a very lucky position there, and I know in other countries that's quite a different story, and you have to look for a job like pretty much immediately. And yeah, I'm definitely lucky that I'm in that position right now, and it's given me some time to really evaluate things, and it's not making me super stressed. Yeah, I was not fully expecting the layoff, definitely not. Not at this scale and not like this, but I did notice that some things were going on in the company. I wasn't feeling, there was some things going on. I'm not going to go into details because obviously that's private. But I definitely noticed that something was happening and I wasn't feeling so happy in the job in the past couple of weeks, and even few months, I would say. And also just my mental health was just not that great. I was feeling very anxious and just to the point where I even had digestive issues, and it was just not a good situation. It was also not just, I think, my job, it was also a lot of other things and how I was dealing with it. But yeah, I think the work played a big part in that. And yeah, I was actually almost now relieved that I have this time now to take a step back and really focus on my health, on my mental health, on my physical health. But it's still, of course, a very strange thing to be let go of the company that you work at, without willingly kind of saying it like from your side first. Normally people quit their jobs, but or they do a really bad job and then their contract gets terminated. In this case, it wasn't either of those things. We were just all let go regardless of performance and etc. So yeah, it is a very strange thing still, and I'm still also kind of comprehending it and thinking of it like that my first job that I ever got as a product manager, my first full-time job, is now done. But otherwise, I'm good. I'm going to share with you some things that I'm actually doing now to prepare for like handing in my equipment, and also then to prepare for the next phase in my life and just what I'm gonna get up to. So, but yeah, this is essentially a summary of how I'm feeling about this. Not obviously not like 100% overjoyed, but also not completely destroyed and completely upset, even almost a bit relieved. Um, yeah, that kind of sums it up quite well, I would say. So I'm currently at my work laptop. I'm making the most of it while I still have it. And I've been looking at some of the questions that I've been asking myself. Basically, I've been reflecting on the certain things that I want to do next while, you know, the experiences from my old work are still fresh in my mind. And I think this might help you as well if you're going through a similar position, like a similar situation, like being laid off or kind of a job transition, just to reflect on certain things. And I'm going to go through these questions. They're on my laptop. That's why I'm looking here. And maybe they might help you as well. So I've been asking myself, first question, am I on the right track in my career, meaning I'm still doing what I would like to be doing? For me, this answer is no right now, and so I know I need to change something. I'm not going to go into depth. I think that's going to be another video, but yeah, I think it's really good to ask yourself if you're still enjoying what you're doing. Next question, which skills do I want to learn next? So also another really good question, because it makes sure that you really grow in your next position, especially, I mean, if that's important to you, of course. But for me, I don't want to jump into the next kind of comfy job and just pretty much be doing the same things that I've been previously doing. I want to grow and I want to learn and I want to do new things and I want to kind of develop myself. And so that's why I'm thinking about, okay, what other skills do I want to learn more about? And really making sure that I get this in my next position. What's an industry that I actually really care about? So I have not really been caring much about the industry of my previous employer. I don't really care about automotive, to be honest. I'm gonna expose myself here now if anyone from my old work is watching. Hi. But it's okay. I mean, I really did care about other things, like the people I was working with, and I was caring about, you know, growing as a person, really learning stuff and really building the product and making the product better and really caring about the customers and stuff. But I wasn't really caring about the industry. And I think this worked to some extent, but at some point I really felt like there was something missing and I wasn't, you know, putting in extra effort because I just didn't really care about the mission or the particular industry that I was working for. And I think that would be different if it was a more, a different industry. So at least for me, it's very strongly the case. I really need to have a purpose or like a sort of, I need to know that what I'm doing has impact. And yeah, I think that's really important. So last question that I've been asking myself, what work environment do I want to be in? Which kinds of people do I want to work with? And what do I want the culture to be like? I think also this is really important, especially when you're jumping into the next job. It can help to write down some keywords. I mean, of course, you don't have to know it in detail, and maybe it's you can't sometimes be that picky, but I think it does really help to have an idea of what you want to work for, maybe even just like size of company, like size of your team, like what are they like, what are their values, and just striving for looking for that in particular, just to make sure that you find yourself in an environment where you feel comfortable, where you feel happy, and where you can really grow as a person and also just be yourself. And I think that's really important. And yeah, that's why I'm going to also think about that in detail. And maybe also it can help to reflect on the things that you didn't like in your previous work environment. And that might help you to know more about what you actually want in your new work environment. So yeah, these are some of the questions. I hope they also help you. And yeah, I'm gonna go through some of those now. Again, of course, this is like an ongoing process. I'm still answering them after 2 weeks. I'm not like, I haven't answered every question in quite detail, but I think it's good to just have them at the back of your mind while you're also going through the next phase, which might be like looking for new positions. Okay, so I just came out of another call. First call I had was with people from my team, and we're just kind of getting together still daily to rant and discuss and help each other out. I think it's really helpful to, yeah, really support each other through this time, and it's always really good to still have some contact and not be completely cut off from everyone at work. So that's been really nice. And the second call that I had was with someone from this coaching platform, and they developed this coaching platform. It's only for people in Germany. I'm going to share the link. I'm not sure yet if it's any good, but the first call that I had was really good. What they do is they offer free coaching for people who are registered as a job seeker in Germany or who are unemployed, and basically help with a range of topics, like if you're reorientating your career or you're kind of figuring out what you want to do, what your strengths are, etc. And I think it's a really, really cool thing that they do this. And you can basically, yeah, get coaching for free and then get 8 weeks of coaching with someone who's really specialized. And yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I think it will really help because I believe in the power of coaching. I think I've done coachings before and paid for them. They're always quite expensive, so I think it's really nice that through this initiative you're able to get this for free, and just able to, yeah, reflect on things and get an outside perspective instead of having it all in your own head. So we are still on the same day. I just decided to put on a different outfit because it's a bit cold outside, so a bit windy. I am actually going to meet a colleague of mine, so a former colleague, for lunch. And then I need to get some groceries. And I'm kind of currently on this healthy diet, I would say, just to heal my gut. I mean, I'm also not a health blogger, but I'm just gonna talk to you about it anyway because it's something I'm going through. Yeah, I've been having some gut issues, and for that I'm on a gluten-free and sugar-free diet for a month, which is very hard, but I'm sticking with it, which means eating a lot of like almond butters and things like that. And so yeah, I need to get some new stuff for that. And otherwise, let's see what else the rest of the day will bring. I'll take you along as much as I can. And now the sun is out. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my god. Beautiful. Thanks, Berlin. So I am back. I'm a little bit windswept still from this bike ride through Berlin, but it was so beautiful. I always love riding my bike through Berlin, especially in the summer. It's just the best feeling ever. And I ended up doing a few different things to what I actually planned. I didn't go grocery shopping because I just could not be bothered. I think I'm going to do that tonight after my therapy session, which I also have later on. But I ended up going to my favorite bookstore in Berlin, which is one near Friedrichstraße. It's called Dussmann, and it's like the best place. It's huge, it has so many books, and I spent probably an hour in there. I will show you. I also bought 2 books. I'll show you what I got. I got this lovely book. It's called The Decision Book, which I definitely need because I'm very bad at decision making, and I love anything that has some sort of like framework or questions or like strategic thinking is like my thing. Oh, I spent 30 euros. Now you can see what I spent. The Crossroads model. Oh my god. Wow, isn't this a perfect page? This is literally like what I talked about in my questions earlier. Like, what next? Where have you come from? What is really important to you? Which people are important to you? What are you afraid of? Oh my god, I love this. Yeah, I'm gonna share some learnings from this book, and I'm just in general very obsessed with these sort of models of thinking. So great purchase, great purchase. And then this one might be very random to you. It is called What Can I Do When I Grow Up? I think it's more for people who just finished school or are about to finish school. But I really wanted to read this one because that's something I'm kind of really passionate about, and I want to kind of get more into this maybe career coaching, if you could call it. I don't know, but something that is really interesting to me is helping people who are young, like figuring out also where they want to go, what they want to do, and also maybe sharing like some real life days in the life of, you know, certain jobs. This would be so fun. Stay tuned if I actually do this. I think this book will be interesting. And even I think for adults, it's really good to know. So I just woke up from a 10-minute power nap on the couch before I go to therapy, which is in about 45 minutes. I just wanted to quickly discuss, as the last part of this video, the different phases that I'm kind of finding myself now in this whole layoff process, I would say. And maybe this might be helpful for you as well, depending on your circumstance. I mean, of course, this is different for everyone, and everyone will have different time frames, because if you are someone who got laid off and you only have 2 weeks to look for a new job, then obviously it's going to be different. I'm in a very lucky position, as I said, that I have some time to look for new roles. And yeah, I just wanted to disclaim that in the beginning. So the way I see it, I'm gonna divide the next about 3 months into 3 different phases. So phase 1, it's all about taking time to rest. Really taking a step back and doing things that really fill up your cup. That means, looking after your mental and physical health. It means just sleeping. It means, hanging out with people that bring you joy. It means doing all the exercises that you want to do. Like for me, it's that's going inline skating, that's doing yoga, going on long walks, things like that. It also means relaxing in the sun with a good book, reading fiction books, reading any types of books that I want to read. Means really cooking, taking the time to cook myself some meals as well, some really good healthy meals. For me, it also means volunteering, for example, at an animal sanctuary. I will share maybe more on this in another video, but this is something that I really want to do, and just volunteering in general, and just taking time to also just do random things that I've been wanting to do, like shopping in the middle of the day. I don't know. That's something new for me, at least. And I think phase 1 is really important because a layoff can be very hard on your mental health, and it can be very hard for you to just dive right into the next, like it can be very tempting to dive right into the next opportunity, into the next thing. And I think it's also really important just to take a step back and just recover a little bit. So once I've done my resting phase, for me, I'm beginning this resting phase now. But once you're done with that and you feel like, okay, I'm ready for the next steps, it's phase 2, and this is all about establishing new routines and new habits. And I think it's really important to, when you're not working at the moment, it's also really important to just still continue with good routines. This can be a kind of a continuation of the previous phase, but maybe a little bit more strict to kind of, just get up on time, get up the way when you would normally get up when you worked, doing some regular exercises, like establishing some regular habits. For me, that's, for example, it might be filming regular YouTube videos, writing content, things that I've always wanted to do, and I'm just going to actively prioritize in time for these things and really just kind of build up my dream routines. It also means sorting out some things that I've been putting off, like maybe doing my taxes, going to the doctor, looking after my gut health. This can also be part of the resting phase, but I think now that it's also kind of then part of this new habit phase, I would say. Booking in some maybe short courses to learn new things that I've always wanted to learn about, picking a new topic, things like that. So this is all about kind of, establishing your dream routine, doing the habits that you've always wanted to follow, and just kind of getting into a good rhythm again with your days. And then phase 3 is going to be all about looking for the next opportunity. So I think this will come after some time, maybe 1 or 2 months, depending on how much time you have, of course. And this phase is going to kind of prepare me for my normal working life again, but in a new, different kind of way. So now that I've taken the time to rest, I might have more perspectives on things. I might have learned things that are really important to me. I might have, realized that I actually really enjoy working in an office, or I might realize, okay, I want a more flexible working schedule, or whatever it might be, like maybe I've discovered a new passion or a new curiosity and I want to follow that further. And so I think this phase now is all about, taking the next steps and really going all in again. So for me, that will probably be either applying for jobs in a targeted way, obviously looking for the things that I want to be looking for. It could be connecting with different people that I really look up to or admire and just having chats with them. It could be looking for, freelancing gigs, for example. It could be starting a business. Maybe you've decided to do that and just go out on your own, and taking the first steps to do that. It could be maybe even getting another degree or learning something new. So it could be anything. And I think this phase is like, super exciting phase, because this is like a new chapter of your life. And hopefully by this time you are much more clear about like where you want to go, what you want to do, and how you want to design the next phase of your life. And I think also important for this last phase for me is to be very open-minded to new opportunities, to kind of let things come to me also, and just not blocking out random things. Maybe there are some things that might, come my way that I didn't anticipate before, I didn't plan to do before, and that somehow just don't feel right. after in this phase 3, and then I will be open-minded for these opportunities. So yeah, this is kind of how I'm approaching it. I don't know if I'm gonna go exactly like that. Maybe I'll merge some phases. I'm already noticing now I'm like already getting a bit like antsy and I already want to do things. So let's see, but I definitely want to make sure that I do have this resting phase, and or maybe mix it up, kind of go from a resting phase to a habit phase. Let's see. I will maybe share some of my progress going forward. So this was a ramble. This was a very long video. I hope not too long. I hope you took something from it. I hope it was interesting. If you are going through layoffs, I really feel you. I know this is a really tough time to be in right now, and yeah, but things will get better and you will find another job or another opportunity, another business, whatever you choose to do that works for you. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments how, like, if you've gone through layoffs, how did you approach it? Like, how did you feel about it? And what helped you kind of get through that? Maybe we can help each other out. And yeah, also don't forget to like this video if you got something from it. And I will see you in the next one.